What is your favorite dumpling that you make?
I'd probably say chicken shishito, and I say that because it's the first one I started with, and the fold's pretty unique to it. It's
nice.
Yeah, the fold's pretty unique. It's shaped like an S. It's like it folded like traditional, but because it's a S shape, it has 3 folds on both sides. So yeah, go ahead. So yeah, and usually I just come in, I fold the dumplings. And the stuff that's around the pan is like the little cracklings from the oils that comes out of the dumplings. Mm-hmm. So it kind of tastes good. And these ones are a crowd favorite, the lemon pepper shrimps. And they have a little bit of spice to them. That's plant-based butter, because you need to have some fat when you're making dumplings. So.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying this extended pre-spring that we're having here in Pittsburgh. Spring is coming, and all the trees are starting to show off their buds. If you can, take some time and walk around outside in the sunshine and notice all the new life sprouting up. I wanted to take this time today to give you all an update on my podcast. I'm going to start offering sponsorships. So if you know of anyone, or if you yourself are interested in supporting the show, please let me know. If you've been listening for a while, you know that With Bowl and Spoon podcast is on a mission to educate and inspire people about the importance of our food system and the value of local foods. I'm passionate about sustainable local foods and food systems, emphasizing that it's not just something that we need to survive. It's a journey to be enjoyed. Each episode delves into my guests' personal food evolution to highlight how we all start at one point and continuously evolve over time. From exploring new food to adopting sustainable practices, this podcast serves as a platform for guests to share their transformative journey with food and offer insights and inspiration to listeners along the way. I want to inspire people to try something new, to go to a farmer's market, to eat a new food, to ferment something, to get chickens. Think about all the small things that you can do that have a large impact on the local food system. I'm an organizer, a teacher, a farmer, a cook, and an advocate for local foods. I got my master's degree in food studies from Chatham University, and I didn't start out as a podcaster with an idea to talk about food. I started out as a food person who has decided to start a podcast. It's about people's personal food evolution. It's not about losing weight or being concerned about fat or cutting out sugar or red meat or trendy diets or fads. It's about real, sustainable food and the challenges around a reliable food system for everyone. So far, I've interviewed 73 individuals about their food evolution, and that includes friends and farmers and food makers and just people I find interesting. And then there's a bunch of episodes where Brett and I talk about our food adventures. This episode today that you're listening to is my 80th episode. And that's a whole other evolution, learning how to make a podcast. So today I've decided to start offering sponsorships. Like I said, if you or anyone you know would be interested in supporting the show, please reach out. My email is withbowlandspoon@gmail.com. Okay, today my guest is Eric White from Pittsburgh Dumplingz. Eric was really easy to talk to, and we had a really good time laughing a lot. Eric talks about how he's always had high standards when it comes to food, which made him seem like a picky kid, and his culinary journey from P.F. Chang's to IronBorn Pizza, and now his own venture into Dumplingz, and where he hopes to take his business in the future. Hope you enjoy.
My name is Eric White. I'm owner of Pittsburgh Dumplingz. We do pop-ups, we do catering, we do classes. We do a little bit of everything right now. The goal is just to push our dumplings frozen. We work with Ritual House in the production of their dumplings. So it's a shrimp dumpling, a pork dumpling, and a wasabi edamame dumpling that we make for them. Yeah, I do a lot more than that, but other than that, I have a lot to say. I'm just saying that.
We're just getting started. Wasabi edamame. Mm-hmm. That sounds really delicious.
Yeah. It's fun making it. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, why is it fun to make it?
So when you make it, you the wasabi, when you mix it together, like I should have a mask on because I'm like breathing.
You're pepper spraying yourself.
Yeah, I'm pepper spraying myself. So it's a basic recipe, but like as I'm like mixing it, I'm like, oh man, and like everything is just watering. That'll be a good Instagram reel one day. Actually, I should do that. Actually, but everything is just like watering, and I'm like walking back and forth, like away from it. Like, yeah, it's something else. It's something else. Yeah.
So why don't you tell me about Pittsburgh dumplings? How'd you get started with dumplings?
So it's funny. I kind of always like been attracted to like a dumpling, a pierogi, an empanada, but like I started working at P.F. Chang's and it kind of like gave me a base of dumpling knowledge, and then after that I kind of took it from there, and then like we would have like little parties, like house parties or whatever with my friends. Some of them I work for, some of them I still talk to now, like to this day. Some of them aren't even with us, but we still talk about them, and that's how I got started, just making stuff for parties, making stuff at home for myself, it not turning out great, the wrappers being too thin or too thick, more so, too thick, because you don't realize the amount of pressure you have to apply when you're rolling out, like hand rolling dumplings. But yeah, P.F. Chang's gave me kind of a base of dumpling knowledge, which that lemon pepper shrimp one, that's over there, that's the one that we did that early at P.F. Chang's, and they got away from that one. And it looks like a tortellini, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it looks like it's just not square or it doesn't have points on it. But that's where I got that knowledge from. And then I became a corporate trainer. So then I started training like cooks and chefs in other states on how to do dumplings for P.F. Chang's. Then I went to open a restaurant for P.F. Chang's. Then I went to work in front and back of the house to P.F. Chang's. Yeah, and then it would have gone more if I stayed, honestly, it would have gone more, but I ended up moving back home and working for IronBorn. Yeah, so now I still work for IronBorn part-time, but I only work part-time because I have a business. I used to be a general manager of the takeout location. But all of that knowledge from P.F. Change gave me a base. And then I was able to get the freedom when I left and work at IronBorn to do some of the things I wanted to do. So, yeah, that's kind of how it all started, honestly. The kind of work that we did at that store, it does take special people to do that style of stuff, you know? And, like, the standard that they held was, like, I was one of the guys walking around with a ruler, measuring your meat cuts, measuring dumplings for weights, like just stuff like that. But those are the kind of like standards that like I've learned working at P.F. Chang's. So it's hard to apply those when you do other things and people didn't come from that style of background. So you kind of have to adapt. So like now I'm just kind of just like, it's like, okay, it's not that bad, but we could make it better. And there's a way to go about it too. You don't always have to be so harsh. I used to be, the girl that helps me, Amber, she actually, it's funny, her and the girl Pam that helps me from time to time, they both said that I was the mean one when I worked at P.F. Chang's. And I think about that and I'm like, man, I don't think I was mean. I just think I just had a standard, and like if y'all didn't follow it, I was just disappointed. And then I think about it, and I'm like, Amber, you were my boss. Like what? Like what do you mean? Like you were my boss. Like so.
You were the enforcer.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You were the enforcer, and the enforcer is always terrifying.
It's so funny to think about that though, because like. If you was to tell anybody that, like, what, Eric? Get out.
Anybody that you haven't worked with.
Yeah.
You'd be like, no, not him.
No, not him.
You put on that apron and you're the info. You get your ruler. We need a picture of you with your apron and your ruler.
It's so funny, though. Like, everything has specs, though. Like, we had, like, spec sheets for every cut. Like, for scallion sticks had specs. Like, minced onion had specs. Onion squares had specs. Like, everything had a spec. So it was like, if the corporate people was coming in and checking all the cuts, then guess who they was coming to about the cuts being wrong? First, they was coming to the executive chef. Then the executive chef was coming to you. Now, if that didn't work, then you got the big people coming to everybody. Like, this is how you cut a pepper. And it's like, man, all right, like, I really didn't want to have to go through this today.
So that whole chain stops with you
Yeah.
getting it right in the first place.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotcha.
And I don't mind it at all. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind it.
Well, I feel like that probably set you up really well to be an entrepreneur.
It definitely did. Yeah, it definitely did, because it helped me understand a lot more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I can't just be angry. Like, I gotta deal with it. I gotta get through it. All right, cool. I can do that. All right, that's fine. That's no problem. Like, you just get to a point, like, when you get your first chef position, it's like every day, everything's on fire. Everything's on fire every day. But then it gets to a point when it's just like, oh, okay, cool, we'll be fine. Oh, we got 2 cooks and me? We'll make it work. It's fine. Don't worry.
You realize which fires will escalate, which fires will put themselves out.
I started looking at things like it has to be over soon.
That's good.
Like, if you run a restaurant and you're open till 9, or you take orders, let's say you take orders till 9. All right, cool. You take orders till 9, you might be cooking till 9:30.
Then it's done. Yeah.
Then you're done.
This was a day.
Yeah.
But then it's over.
Yeah, but then tomorrow it's different. So it's like, all right, cool. So that's kind of how I've like looked at it, because when I worked in Buffalo, I've had people walk in 10 minutes to close and order a bottle of wine, and there's 22 people in their party. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So, but like, also, like, when I was in Buffalo, like, that was kind of like the first time that I was able to build my own staff. That was great, because it was like, oh, okay, like, now I see it now. But then, like, the people that worked for me seen how I worked, and they heard the things I've done, and like, they knew I wasn't from there, and they just wanted to know more and how and what. And like, those are the kind of people that I like to be around, is because the people that want to keep going are the people that I'm like, yeah, I like this person. They just want to keep going. Like, yeah. And then there's people that's like, all right, I kind of want to take a break now. And I'm like, that's cool and all. Like, there's no problem with that, because believe me, I want to take a break too. But like, I just always like pick the right time to take a break. I mean, that's what I was able to build in Buffalo. And then I left Buffalo to come to IronBorn. And I love IronBorn. I mean, I'm still there. Like, you know, like, been there since I left. So I want to say almost 7 years now. Also, Nashville Pizza. That's the pizza I put on the menu. It was a Nashville Pizza at IronBorn.
What is Nashville Pizza?
It's just like a very hot sauce with like a brown sugar base. And it has pickles, chicken, cheddar cheese, and ricotta on it. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. It's a really good pizza. I wasn't big on pickles at first on the pizza until like I started working there, and now Spack Brothers make a good pickle pizza too, but ours is good too.
So where are you from?
Born and raised in Pittsburgh. I lived in the Hill District for probably like the first like 11, 12 years of my life, and then we moved to Sheridan. So like, I went to like A. Wow in the Hill District. I went to Van. Then at middle school, I went to West Liberty Academy, which was in Beachview. It was in Beachview, but I grew up Sheridan, Hill District. Went to high school in the Hill District, Shinley, which is now apartments now. But every now and then with my dog, I walk past it because I live close by. But yeah, I grew up around there. But honestly, like, I've been all over. And a lot of people assume that I'm from somewhere else anyway. They're like, man, you don't seem like you from Pittsburgh. And I'm like, oh, yeah, born and raised. But yeah, born and raised in Pittsburgh, caught the bus all my life till I was like 17, 18 years old. You know, and when I was catching the bus, you could still catch the bus until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, I think.
What got you interested in food?
Honestly, I was always drawn towards food. Like, everybody always say I was a picky eater, but like I don't think I was a picky eater. I just think I was just like good food. Like
you just had taste.
Yeah, it's just like you're not gonna give me sloppy joes and just be like, oh, this is so good, but put cheese on it though. It's really good with cheese on it. It's like, nope, not. I don't like sloppy joes. I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't. Beats some sloppy joes. I wouldn't even say I'm a picky eater because I will try anything. Like, I'll try anything. I don't eat beets, but I know what they're supposed to taste like, you know? Like, I don't, like, there's things that I don't eat that I will try or that I will be like, oh, yeah, cool. Because I could be like, oh, yeah, I've had it, I experienced it, but it's just not for me, you know? I've probably pissed people off before where I've said, like, they've given me award-winning beats, and I'm like, yeah, I just can't. They're beats, man. I'm sorry. Like, and I just won't do it. But it's like, it's just beats, though. Like, it's so hard to get that flavor of, like, dirt out of a beet.
Yeah, it's sweet and earthy, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you like mushrooms?
Yes.
That's interesting.
But...
because that's a very earthy, like, I mean... you say dirt, it is an earthy flavor. That is what you're talking about.
Yes. And I'm not like...
I actually did have someone give me a sample of cheese and say, it tastes like manure.
Oh, yeah. So,
like,
yeah, see, yeah.
I understand what you mean, but you don't mean that.
Yeah, you don't mean that, yeah. So it's just like little stuff like that, and I'm not, like, opposed. And I've had them in chocolate cake, like the one place on Butler Street, Butterwood, I think is what it's called. They're open to like midnight. Yeah, they're open to like midnight. And I used to, like, when I worked in the Strip, I lived in Lawrenceville, I would walk past there all the time, and they would like, I would stop in and they would always have chocolate cake, and their chocolate cake has beets in it. It was delicious though.
Yeah, well, you don't taste the beets so much.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like the earth. Yeah.
Beets with feta, it balances it pretty well.
Yeah, that saltiness. Mm-hmm. I like that. Yeah. And that's kind of what I mean. It's like, I don't want to, like, a plate full of beets, but, like, if you give me it with, like, a good balance, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll get down with this. And then we had golden beets. We had golden beets and red beets. So they're not even, like, as earthy as the other ones, I don't think. As, like, the red ones, at least. I don't think so, at least. I might be wrong, but...
who cooked in your family? Where did that come from?
My mom cooked in my family, but she cooked, like, mac and cheese, like, chicken, like... she made fish. Like, she made stuff, like, don't get me wrong, but, like, I was always, like, attached to, like, and my mom, like, to this day, she likes trying stuff out. Like, she loves trying stuff out. But I was always attached to people who had dishes. So, like, my grandma's black-eyed peas, my pap's lemon garlic chicken, my mom's greens, my mom's mac and cheese. She's gonna hate it if I say this. Somebody else's chicken. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say who. I'm just going to say somebody else's chicken. That's all I'm going to say. This lady's egg rolls, she used to make these shrimp egg rolls and these chicken egg rolls. So, like, I was always been attached to people who made, like, things because I was always so fascinated by it. I'm like, how you figure this? Where do you get this from? Like, how you... And then when we would go out to eat, like, if we would go out to eat or we would go to get, like, takeout food, it was always Chinese food for us. So, like, yeah, in the late 90s there was a little, like, takeout spot where the Fairmont was, and I only had a little takeout window, and we would order from there while we waited for the bus sometimes. But, like, that's what we would get though. It was just Chinese food all the time. So I kind of just, like, attached to, like, that cuisine. Thai, Chinese, all of it. Some of the curries, the Thai curries, Penang is a curry that I make. I make a good green curry. I make dumplings right now for my company. So, like, this year I'm planning to do more stuff to where, like, I can have a menu to where I can pair a dumpling with my entree. Last year I felt like I was just doing so much because I was trying to get into wholesale. So now, like, I have a vision now, and I'm setting it up better this year.
You ended up at P.F. Chang's. How'd that happen?
So I was working at Market District when that happened. I was in culinary school when that happened. There was a teacher that worked at Market District. Her name was Mrs. Buck is what her name is. And I don't know what she's doing now. I think she's still doing something at Giant Eagle, but I met her on a bus one day, leaving culinary school. I gave her my seat on the bus, and then as I got off the bus, she said, "You're going to be in my class next year. I just want you to know that. That was a very nice thing you did for me." And then she went on to tell the story to the students at the school. So that all the students at the school started coming up to me and was like, "Oh, you gave up your seat for Mrs. Buck?" They was like, "Oh, that was you she was talking about." I'm like, "What? I don't know. What are y'all talking about?" And then I like put it all together at that point and was like, "Oh," and she actually kind of put me in touch with P.F. Chang's. She was like, "Oh, go up there, P.F. Chang's. They're hiring." There was a guy that was working up there who was a sous chef. His name was Adam. He interviewed me. He must have been one of her students. So I ended up getting a job as a pantry cook and as a dim sum cook. Ended up being there for probably like 6 months before I went to Giant Eagle to work. But I made an impression because I left and then I went back as a sous chef. But I was gone for 5.5 years. So the chef that brought me back as a sous chef, I still talk to him to this day. His name's Edwin Smith. He's the executive chef for the Ritual House. But yeah, he kind of brought me on and he kind of showed me the way a little bit. My first day out of training was Mother's Day. Yeah. Whoa. So I worked Mother's Day in the waterfront. My first day out of training. I was like, oh, I'm talking about daring to hit lights. I was like, whoa. That first year, honestly, like, and I'm saying this because a lot of people don't say it. The first year when you become a sous chef, that transition from a cook to a sous chef, there's a lot of responsibility to learn. And when I say that, it's separating the two from being a cook to being because you still want to cook. As a sous chef, you'll still cook sometimes, but you'll still want to cook all the time. And you can't. You got to put people in your position. That's how we wear ourselves out. It's because we always try and do everything and we don't put people in position. And I'm starting to realize a lot of that. So
delegating.
Yeah, delegating is a big thing, and it's a big thing. So that's what I'm getting back to myself, because like you just can't do everything. Like you just can't. But yeah, man, Chef Ed, he showed me a lot of stuff. He taught me a lot of stuff. He showed me just what urgency, not showed me what it is, but just like having urgency at the right times, not just always working urgently. Like there's a difference. Like you can work, but then when it's busy, then you should have some urgency. Like there's a vast difference there. Not like coming and you're like, it's a whoa.
You gotta have some calm.
We'll need that until about 12:30.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
So like that's kind of like the thing is like, as a sous chef, at least a new sous chef, you go in like all fire going, like you just going, and you don't gotta be like that, Yeah, you still have to run the kitchen and demand everything, but like you don't have to wear yourself out either.
Sounds like a certain level of maturity.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Some people burn themselves out, and yeah,
that's exactly what it is. It's definitely maturity, because as you get older, you just realize you can't do it like you wanted to, like you did when you were younger. You just can't. And I'm not even saying it like I'm 70 or something. I'm 39 years old. Like I'm not even but when you do it constantly, 12-hour days, 6-7 days a week sometimes, like you feel it eventually. So when you take them breaks, you take those breaks.
Yeah.
This is Eric White with Pittsburgh Dumplings, and you're now listening to With Bowl and Spoon.
You had a pretty big career with P.F. Chang's.
Yeah.
And then you decided to throw it all away to become an entrepreneur. How did that happen?
It happened, honestly, it kind of felt like it happened overnight. I was looking to move back home, and this is when IronBorn had just got into the small McGalley. So he was doing pop-ups out of, what's the place over there, Bar Marco, and he started the Small McGalley thing. So I started working for him at the Small McGalley, and then after that, we opened the takeout location. So I ended up managing a takeout location for a while, and then like 2 years or a year, like right before the pandemic, we ended up getting the other location in a strip district. So at that point, he had 2 locations. I left Chang's because I wanted to start a business. I could have stayed at P.F. Chang's, but I would have had to work for them another year. And that was just because if they would have paid for me to move back. So I was like, you know what? I'll just give you a 3-month notice, and then I'll try and like move back. I'll just move back home and work for IronBorn. So that's what I did. I gave them a 3-month notice, found a place to live, saved some money, moved back home, started working at IronBorn. While I was working at IronBorn, I was still like making stuff like at home. Like it was just an idea. I didn't have the LLC or anything. I knew I always wanted to do it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a restaurant or if it was going to be like just a frozen company. Then I just kind of hit a point where I was like, I think I want to just do a frozen company, because I knew a lot of the people that were in that field kind of, and I just had to get the name out there. So now that is kind of like where I can do pop-ups like here and there to still have my name out there, but still do frozen, or like just do big events and do frozen now. Like it's a big difference. And you kind of have to do that when you first start. You kind of have to go out and be like, all right, I guess I got to go out here 4 days a week just to get my name out. And it's not always going to go as planned, because it doesn't even now with 3 or 4 a month, it doesn't. But you just stick to it until you get to a point where you're like, all right, cool, I think I need to pivot and start somewhere else. So that's kind of like this year, I'm still doing all the big events. I'm still doing a few breweries, but I just got to pivot and start my wholesale.
So you do make a tight dumpling. These things, they're beautiful, and they're...
Thank you.
Just solid. Like, there's no filling coming out of any of these. Beautiful. And I have had your dumplings from the farmer's market before. So you learned to fold dumplings at P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, but all of these shapes that I do, there was only 4 folds that they learned there. So everything else, I just was just like, oh, let me see if I can do this. Or, oh, I like that fold. Let me try that. Like stuff like that, or like
I've tried to make dumplings. I mean, I've made dumplings before, but it's really hard to get that tight, and with the filling in one place and then the sort of fan.
And it's cool to like
so good.
If you make the wrappers at home instead of buying them, you don't have to use water.
Because it's already sticky. Because they use a lot of flour to make sure the streets
so I don't like
together.
if I'm at home and I'm making them, like I'm just making like a few. I'll make the dough, because I mean everybody got flour and water at home, so I just make the dough at home.
I've made dumplings in the past. I've experimented with it, as a lot of people do, and a lot of different foods that I experiment with. I can't get a lot of practice in because I can only eat so many dumplings. And then what do? It's hard to practice making dumplings. So but it's fun to eat the results.
I would say if you don't add any vegetables besides scallions and you just use a pound of pork or a pound of chicken, you'll probably get about 30 dumplings. I say that because like the first time I made dumpling filling, just on a whim at home, I was like, I think I need about 3 pounds of chicken. And there was so much filling. And I was like, what did I do?
You're up at midnight crying, folding dumplings.
I was like, what did I do? But like in all actuality, it's like, that was the first time I did it at home, and I'm rolling them out. Now it's like 3 pounds. Like, okay, 3 pounds, cool. I could do that in no time. But at the beginning, because 3 pounds will probably get you close to 200. So a pound is perfect for people to make dumplings at home, depending on how many people you're making them for and how big you're making them for. Yeah.
And you've got a lot of different kinds of dumplings. Where did these recipes come from? You want to talk about those?
Yeah. So the chicken shito one is actually like, that was the idea while I was working at IronBorn, because when he first started, he had a pizza that he had shishito peppers on. That's where I got that idea from. And it's basic. It's just garlic, scallions, soy, chicken. It's a very basic recipe. Literally where I got it from, I was like, shishito peppers. Like, man, I do like shishito peppers. I was like, but everybody loves them blistered. I was like, what if you blister them and put them in with chicken? And then I just did that. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is really good. And then, a lot of them I just came from the stuff that I really like, or came from stuff that just like black culture, like that we like. Lemon pepper shrimp, like everyone loves lemon pepper shrimp, no matter who you are. But there's one that I make collards, and I do like turkey collard soup dumpling. Yeah, like one year I did like a play on the garbarito. It was a bao I made, and it was a stuffing bao. So I just took bread and, like, instead of making stuffing, I made a bao, and then I just put turkey, corn, and black beans inside of it, and then I just served it with like a little side of cranberry and gravy.
That is so adorable.
It was delicious. It's
so
so
the
good.
bao is a bun.
The bao,
for those who aren't really familiar with.
That's the stuffing is where I put the bao. So like I basically just took your day old breadcrumbs and just added it to the flour, which that's another thing that I do is like.
So you ground them up into a powder, and so you added that in with when you made the bread.
Yeah. So I used I had to use a little math, but it worked out and it came out perfect.
So it's a bao bun, or a bao. So it's a bun that tastes like stuffing, and then it's filled with
turkey, corn, and black bean.
And then you dip it
in cranberry and gravy.
That's beautiful.
I only did it once, so I think this year if I do it, I would like to do it on like a pop-up stage kind of thing, like where it's like I'm doing like people are sitting down to dine to have that. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do a little bit more of, and less pop-ups. I like that vibe, but like I like that vibe when I have a set of like, all right, I'm gonna serve 30, and that'll just be it. Let's see, the most interesting one. Actually, there's one
That's a high bar, the most interesting one.
Yeah, the most interesting one. I do a chicken and pickle one. I would say that's probably the most interesting one, because most people see that one, and it's a play on like a chicken sandwich. So like it's spicy, it's crispy because it's pan fried, and then it has like pickles, and then it has like everything you will want in a sandwich. I see it going with ricotta. I say that because like when I think of ricotta going with something like this, it's like soft and like it gives a different kind of like, it's like a bread texture, but Wonder Bread texture, because Wonder Bread's always like so squishy. So that's why I was like, ooh, I think I'm gonna put it with I think it'd be great with ricotta. That's the most interesting one. I've done butternut squash one. There's this one. It's so good.
Squash in a dumpling is amazing.
Let me tell you, there's this one. There's this one that they used to make that I'm going to make it. I can't remember the recipe, but I'm going to mimic it as best as I can. But it was like a butternut squash wonton with a miso butter. And it was like a dessert, but it was like savory. Oh, it was so good. And like everybody's been asking me about, anybody that's worked with me at PGH that was around during that, hey, you should make this one. That one was really good. I'm like, I wish I could. So I did make a sweet potato one before. I didn't do it like candy. It was just like a basic like soy, butter, brown sugar kind of thing. Because like it's not that I don't like the candy sweet potatoes, but like I'm not a big fan of them. It's not the first thing I'm going for on holidays. I'm trying to do other things. It's hard to do other wrappers because it's more labor involved with it.
I wanted to ask you about sourcing ingredients.
Okay.
Do you do any local sourcing?
So over the summer, I source my shishito peppers from Pawn Hill Farms. Probably the best shishito peppers you'll see. I'm gonna just say it. Like, so if you go get a shishito pepper from I'll say John Eagle. That's a horrible example, but I would say any other local farmer, if you get a shishito pepper, it's going to be probably the size 2 inches. His shishito peppers don't look like shishito peppers. They are huge. They're like 4 or 5 inches long sometimes. It's getting that time of year where I'm messaging him like, hey, I'm looking to get that 10 pounds a week again. So last year I got 10 pounds a week from him because I was like, they just look that great. Like, and I met him at the farmer's market. So to be able to just get that exchange like that, every time I get them, I take pictures of them. I'm sure I have a picture of them on my Instagram somewhere, but like this year I'm going to do, I said this year I'm going to do a comparison of their shishito peppers versus your shishito peppers because it's night and day. There's a farm up in Washington County called, this is Ross Family Farm, Pittsburgh Pastures. He does like chickens, ducks. Who else?
Ooh, you do duck dumplings?
I did one. I said this year I wanted to do it again and just like do it like sporadically.
And fold them in the shape of a duck.
Ooh, that could be a thing. That could actually be a thing, for real. I just thought about that. Ooh, I was like, that could be a thing. That really could, though. Okay, yeah, I like that. We'll make it work.
We'll figure it out. Do you do classes, you said?
Yeah, so I used to do a lot more classes. I used to do like probably like one a month or so. I just stopped. I don't have a location where I can host them. So like I was hosting them through like Sweetwater over in Sewickley, but it's just not worth it for me to do it. It's great to meet the people and to get out there, but at the end of the day, like to go all the way to Sewickley from the Hill District, it just stopped panning out for me at some point. I had to like start picking better avenues. So now I'm looking to do them, but now I just have to find locations where I can host them myself. Yeah. But the classes are great. Everybody gets to go home with dumplings. I mean, when it's all adults, like they're more than welcome to like have like beverages if they like. And most of the time it's just fun. Like it's funny to see people make dumplings because there's people that like, I don't know what I'm doing, and they're making perfect dumplings. And then there's people that's like, is this right? Is this big enough? I'm like, that's more than big enough.
Oh, so when you do the workshops, you make your own dough?
Yeah.
And roll out?
Because that's the big part of it. It's like a lot of people aren't exposed to dumplings because they think it's so hard to make. So if you already know how to make the dough, and then you're just like, oh, I wonder how buffalo chicken tastes inside one, then you can do that at home. Even like the gluten-free one. The gluten-free one, it's not hard. It's easy. It's just you got to cook the gluten-free one. So like if there are gluten-free, then I'll just have it beforehand. So then it's like, all right, this is the gluten-free one. This is the technique you could do. Or like, if you want to come up with your own, you can come up with your own. But this is the one that works. So
you cook them first before you put the other dumplings in the water or in the pan?
No. So the dough for the, you cook it on a sheet tray. It's like a rice noodle.
Oh, so you cook it before you fill it and fold it.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
That is crazy.
So those like the rice noodles that you, or like a fresh roll.
Yeah. Like the fresh spring roll.
That's basically what I'm making.
So you soak in water.
Yeah.
And I've done those too, and they're just.
It's quick. You got to work quick with those.
I need lessons in folding stuff because I'm also not good at folding laundry, so that's the whole thing. Bad at folding.
I roll all my laundry.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah, that's good for packing and getting rid of wrinkles while you're traveling. Yeah,
I roll everything up, like as of like, like I just roll everything. I don't know why. I started doing it.
And you fold for
a job.
That's great.
Yeah, it's so funny. I have a lot more stuff coming this year. Pretty much it'll be some new stuff, a lot more new stuff. Yeah.
No, looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, that's
definitely looking forward to it. It's so interesting. These recipes and everything are so interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what pops out of your...
Sauce will be back. That's what it is. Sauce will be back this year. So I make a spicy mayo that people go crazy for.
Okay.
And I haven't had it think I just haven't had it because I was like, man, I can't bottle it. Everyone's like, if you bottle it, we'll buy it. Like, we want it. We want the mayo you make. We want it. I use a hot honey from Hughes Apiary Farms.
In the mayo.
It's so good. It's so good.
Does that go on your dumplings?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I
said that because
I was actually going to ask you about the dumplings. They're dry dumplings.
Yeah.
And usually there's some sort of like sauce or ginger, garlic, soy, something or other.
I know.
No, I'm not criticizing you. I was just curious. Like,
no, it's fine. I used to make my own duck sauce.
What is in duck sauce?
They're just apricot or peaches.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all it really is. So you cook it down, of course. There's other stuff to it. But
it's good to know that it's just
it's simple. Yeah, you could make it at home if you want. Ginger, apricots, you just make it at home. If you eat those two together and then you'd be like, oh, I tasted duck sauce. Okay, I get it now.
I've only seen it in those little packets.
Yeah, exactly. That's like when I first made it, that was the idea that I wanted it to look like, was the packet. But then as I was making it, I was like, this ain't gonna never look like the packet. How much corn syrup did they add to it to look like that? Because this ain't gonna never look like that one. So like now, like when I make it, it's like, it's really good. And it has mine has a little bit more ginger flavor. Mm. And I love ginger.
Yeah.
And sesame. But I don't use a lot of sesame either. So it's an allergen thing, that's why. I use the plant-based butter, I don't use the sesame.
All right, so I have a couple more questions for you. So you're here at Frontier Kitchen, and
yes.
you have a lot of fellow chefs that you're interacting with. Have you guys started to like cross recipes and stuff?
Not too much. I work with Wild Onions every now and then. Like he'll buy like dumplings from me for like a wedding or corporate catering that he does or something. But me and him talk about doing some stuff this year. So I'm looking forward to that, hopefully. I like working with Justin a lot, too, because he's knowledgeable about a lot of stuff that I have questions on. So I like that because he's always trying to look for the next step. And that's what I like. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, oh, that's what you're doing over there? Oh, man, all right. Well, let me see what I can do. Let's see what I got going on over here. I don't know. He's always, like, pushing himself, always trying to, like, do what's better for his business. Yeah. Without complaining at that.
That's one good plug for a shared kitchen space.
Yeah.
Because you get this cross reference of ideas and energies.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of it. Is like being able to partner with other people and like collab to do things together. And I do, and that's another thing, even like talking about like events and pop-ups and stuff, like everybody shares information. Sometimes, I might have done a pop-up on a Thursday and you're doing that same Thursday. You want to know how it is on Thursdays or something, just little stuff like that. So those are like the kind of like great conversations we're able to have. Even like, I buy kimchi from Yongchi all the time. I bought the veggie one off her the last time, and I took it down to IronBorn, but they ate it all before I could get it on pizza. So I was like, the point was to put it on a pizza, and y'all like just ate all of it, like wow. I'm like, man, like all of it though? It's like, all right, whatever, like cool. So I'll get more from her. There's some other things I got going too. I just gotta wait until the weather breaks and start getting them ideas going. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lead into my next question. What's new for you for 2025, this next season? What's coming up?
I'm lining myself up for more wholesale. So this year, probably won't see me at as many breweries. Won't see me at many, like you'll see me at some pop-ups, but you won't see me at many. I'll do more events, try and push my product in the frozen market more, just because it's easier in a way. Like the hustle is there, you still gotta hustle, don't get me wrong, you're still out, you're still sampling, you're still talking to people, you're still, why should I buy your product? Like you're still talking to those people, like those kind of people too. So like, you're still doing all the work, it's just a different grind. It's not like I'm going into a brewery and I'm just waiting. It's like, no, I'm going out and making no sales this time. Like, I'm actually going out. Or like, I'm selling through a company that's doing all the delivering for me. So just stuff like that. So those are the avenues I'm lining myself up for this year. Yeah.
So where can people find your product and find out about you, find out about these pop-ups?
So on my website is pghdumplings.com with a Z on the end. I have all my dates for pop-ups. You can now place pickup orders for frozen, and you could place a pickup day and time to pick those up now.
Where's the location?
The first location is going to be the Tea Shop in Millvale. It's called Avoyant Tea Shop. And then the second location is here at Frontier Kitchen. We have a doorbell here at Frontier Kitchen. When you come, you just ring the doorbell. You just say, I'm here to pick up dumplings. And then I come out and I hand you your dumplings. I'm also working with breweries. So when I do these pop-ups at breweries, they're going to be pickup locations. So Back Alley is the first one who kind of agreed with me to do pop-ups out of Back Alley, but use them as a pickup location. So anytime anyone places orders, they could just pick up their order at Back Alley when I have a pop-up there. Also, like smaller markets, like I'm going to try and get them back in local provisions. There's a coffee shop around here that I talked to a while back that wanted to get some dumplings going in their frozen section. Over at Suburban Hospital where Catapult is, Cobble World has a little cafe down there, and I do grab and go ones for her. So I'm getting out there. I'm stretching it out there. I'm doing actually what I wanted to do. It's just a different pace. That's all. Oh, Instagram is PGH Dumplings. My Facebook is Pittsburgh Dumplings. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I post a lot on Instagram. My Facebook is not that great. I'm getting there, though.
You can post on both at the same time.
I know. That's why I said. That's exactly why I said that. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting there, though. I just got to post from the right format.
Seems like a really common problem with people that I'm talking to. I'll just let you know you're not alone.
I know.
Eric, thank you so much for being on With Bowl and Spoon.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone knows that food is cool. No secret. Eat that food with a bowl and spoon. Everyone knows that food is cool. No secret. Eat that food with a bowl and spoon. Oh.
With Bowl and Spoon is written, produced and hosted by Shelley Dangloday.
And spoon.
Original theme song was written and performed by Paul LeBreeze and friends. You can listen to With Bowl and Spoon wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, like, review and share. Follow us and send us questions or messages on Facebook and Instagram at With Bowl and Spoon. Thanks for listening.